How's everybody doing? Welcome to Love the Movie Troy. This is Troy, and this is a channel where I talk about movies. So look, check me out. I'm going to talk about the movie Just Mercy. Just Mercy is a powerful movie that came out several months ago. I've seen it in theaters, and it speaks to what we're going through now in America. And I thought it just is the right time to talk about a movie like this, you know. And so, yeah, Just Mercy. That's the movie I'm going to be talking about. It stars Michael B. Jordan, Academy Award winner Jamie Foxx, and Academy Award winner Brie Larson. So this is a movie about inspiring lawyer whose goal is to free wrongfully charged men with murder facing the death penalty.
Could have been me, Mama.
But what you're doing is going to make a lot of people upset.
You always taught me to fight for the people who need the help the most. Your life is still meaningful, and I'm gonna do everything possible to keep them from taking it. You don't know what you're into down here in Alabama when you're guilty from the moment you're born. God.
And he graduated from Harvard, and he goes to Alabama because Alabama is where they're racist as fuck and down there in Alabama, and that's where a lot of that is going on. A lot of people are getting wrongfully charged of murder in Alabama, so he goes to Alabama to change that. And you know, Jamie Foxx plays a character by the name of Walter McMillan, and he's charged with murder of a young white girl, you know, about to get sentenced to death. And this is based off a true story, and so this really did happen. And so basically, you know, Michael B. Jordan looks at the guy's case and say, hey, this guy didn't do this. You know, it's so obvious that he didn't do it that, you know, he worked to free Jamie Foxx character. And one of the thing that stood out to me in this movie was the performances. Everyone brings it in this movie. Everyone is Oscar worthy in this movie. You know, Jamie Foxx, he's as good as he's ever been. You know, Jamie Foxx is just as good as he was in Ray. You know, and that says a lot because Jamie Foxx has been good in so many movies since Ray, but this is his best performance since Ray. Like, he's phenomenal in this movie, and he got robbed of an Oscar nomination for sure. He maybe could have even won it. And this movie is powerful because, you know, it speaks directly to racism.
If you go digging in those wounds, you're going to be making a lot of people very unhappy.
When people care about a thing that much, they'll do anything to get what they want.
You know, and what's so sad about this true story is it wasn't so long ago. This movie takes place in the 80s. I believe it's like 1983. You know, it's not even like 1960 or something like that. It takes place in 1983, and it goes to show how racism in Alabama is extremely strong. And it's still, you know, racist in Alabama to this day. Definitely not to the extent it was in 1983, but you know, it still is. And this movie definitely pulls on your heartstrings. You know, I believe I cried through the whole damn movie. You know, and I'm not no crier. Like, I'm being real. Like, I'm no little bitch. Like, you know, you're not gonna catch me just crying at scenes that's supposed to make you cry. You know what I'm saying? But this movie is powerful. Any black man in America can understand, you know, what these characters are going through in this movie, and it's sad. And I think the story is very resonant. I mean, to this day, you know, we're marching for equality in America. Michael B. Jordan is the lead actor in this movie, and he's so subtle. You know, Michael B. Jordan isn't like he's trying to, you know, be extra dramatic to win an Oscar. You never catch him shouting and yelling, and he's so real. You know, and that's the thing I love about this movie is I feel like everyone played their parts perfectly. Brie Larson is an Academy Award winner actress. She could have came and tried to do so much, but she didn't. She just played a country smart, you know, white girl that was willing to help out, you know, in the cause of freeing wrongfully charged black men, and she did a phenomenal job. You know, the pacing of this movie is very well paced. It's almost symbolic in a way. I don't necessarily think this film is a masterpiece. While I think it's a great film, a very powerful film, and I love the film, I don't quite think it's a masterpiece. I do feel like it's dialogue that was predictable. A lot of things that happened that's somewhat cliche for a type of movie that this is. But I think that the writing was solid. I think that the story was very well executed. I think this movie was well directed. You know, I think scenes that were supposed to be heart-wrenching and scenes that were supposed to pull on your heartstrings and make you feel uncomfortable.
I know what it's like to be in the shadows.
It's my dad. He did nothing wrong.
It's never too late for justice.
You're the only one kid enough to fight for me.
If we can look at ourselves closely, we can change this world for the better.
They did that. They put this problem right in your face, and they dared you to sit and watch through these horrific things that happen in this movie. And it shows you how racism doesn't necessarily have to be right in your face. Racism can be, you know, behind closed doors, and that's just as dangerous. I think this movie just did everything it was supposed to do from a writing standpoint. That actor Tim Blake Nelson, he was so good in this movie. Like, he stole every scene he was in. And if you watch the real life person that he's playing, he looks and acts exactly like him, talks like him and everything. He was so good in this movie. Yeah, I just think that everyone should check it out, give it a try. That this movie is one of the best movies of the great 2019. So many great movies that came out. And so, yeah, I think you should give this one a try. I give it like a 9.5 out of 10 for sure. It was really good. And I gotta say, man, that it really hurts me that what we've seen in this movie is still happening in 2020. You know, one of the things that I hate about people in general is people that are not willing to grow. We all make mistakes. No one is perfect. But as long as you're willing to grow, you know, you can't do anything but have respect for that person and have respect for life itself. But if we're not willing to grow as people, then we're behind. And if I look at a movie that took place in 1983 and it's 2020, and some of the same things are still happening that happened then and that happened before 1983, over 40, 50, 60, 70 years, that saddens me. And I really hope that, you know, we all can come together and grow as people, and by the time the next decade roll around, none of these things will be happening. So Black Lives Matter, and we just got to keep on pushing forward. Thank you for watching the video.